Tonight on Fake Line, we're going to be investigating a disaster that is still affecting people almost 8 months later. The BP Deepwater Horizon spill is still affecting people almost 8 months later, and there's still many unanswered questions by the company. Like, could it have been prevented? And also, what could the company be doing differently now to fix it? Later, we're going to take a look at my exclusive interview with Tony Hayward, but first we're going to look at what happened when I went to find victims that live on the Gulf Coast, and it's affecting them now. We're here on the southern coast of Louisiana, where I came to talk to some locals that were directly affected by the BP oil spill. The first one I found is Engad here, who owns his family's seafood restaurant called The Tempest. So Engad, what was the specific impact on your business and your life from the BP oil spill?
BP oil spill has been a horrendous event for everyone. They have not only destroyed their business over here, but have also created troubles for several other businesses. They have impacted the seafood industry, the tourism industry, and also several other businesses operating in this area. Thousands of fishes and other sea animals died in this event, and because of this, the direct effect has been on the supply of fishes. The supply has gone down drastically, and the prices have been skyrocketing. I own this seafood restaurant, and this is all I've done my entire life to support my family, and they have always helped me with this. I do not know anything else to go anywhere else and work somewhere else. And the other problem is that the demand has gone down a lot because people are not ready to pay the high prices of the fishes now, and also they don't trust the quality of the food anymore. Also because I said that the tourism industry has been affected, because of which we don't get enough customers as we used to before. So basically, because of all this impact, I don't know how to pay for my bills, I don't know how to meet my family requirements, and most importantly, pay for the loans I've taken to run this and operate this business.
So Engad, if you could say one thing to Tony Hayward, what would it be?
The only question would be why. How could he affect the life of so many people for generating some more profits? Is he ready to take the responsibility for what he has done and to support us for the loss and our businesses which we've had over here, and to give our lives back to us?
Thank you. Next, we were lucky enough to find Thalmer, an actual worker that was on the oil rig the day of the explosion. Thalmer, what was it like to be on the oil rig the day of the explosion?
It's happened so fast, nobody will know about it, and I can't believe it. My company put our lives in risk for cost cutting. Something happened so fast, and you don't know, and all that the whole companies put our life, they don't care about our safety.
Did you notice anything unusual happening before the explosion?
No, we don't know. After 40 minutes, hydrocarbon raising aftershock. Nothing happened like real, and when we see it, calm down.
So in the aftermath, how has this affected your life?
Obviously, it's sad to lose a friend, and I can't believe how people will trust the company again, or I mean the worker that will work with us, how to trust the company again. And I hope the company, the BP oil company, back and get some trust for victims.
Okay, thank you, Thalmer. Lastly, I talked to Becky, the owner of Blue Shutters Bed and Breakfast. Becky, as a business owner in the tourism industry, how has the oil spill affected you?
Well, there just ain't no customers coming around. There's no more traffic. People aren't coming through this area. People believe that our beaches are unsafe, but cleanup has already started. Our beaches are spotless. There's no oil here anymore, but people are perceiving it as dangerous, and they don't want to eat our food. They don't want to come stay here. It's just a disaster.
Becky, if you could say one thing to Tony Hayward, what would it be?
Well, I have a few choice words for that man. With Katrina and the recession, we don't need this oil spill. This is just ruining everything. It's going to affect us for the next few years at least. And this was easily prevented. That man needs to get his shit together. And those big corporations, they don't care about us little small businesses. I've been running this bed and breakfast for a long time. I don't have anything to do. What are they going to do for me now that they've ruined my business?
Thank you, Becky. After this short break, we are going to see my exclusive interview with Tony Hayward, the former CEO of BP.
My family's been in shrimping business probably 100 years. And I built my own boat. That's how I made my living. Fed my family, sent my kids to school with shrimping. When we heard about the oil spill, people were really scared. But BP said they'd make this right. I showed them what I made shrimping, and they wrote me a check. BP hired just about everyone in this community that wanted to work. BP's not perfect, but they kept this community working. It's good right now. People are starting to make a few dollars and getting their families back on their feet. It's back, you know, we're catching good shrimp, we're catching pretty shrimp. There's just nothing in the world that can compete with this right here. My name is Mike Blanchard. I'm a shrimper from Chauvin, Louisiana. BP asked me to share my story to keep you informed. Shrimp runs through my veins just like my blood, so y'all come on down for some Gulf shrimp. It's time to eat.
Now let's take a look at what Mr. Hayward had to say to my tough questions. So, first of all, I wanted to thank you for coming in and taking the time to talk to me.
Oh, no problem.
I wanted to get into how this happened. There's a lot of rumors going around about cost cutting and ignored safety warnings. Do you think the company's decision-making process played a role in this disaster happening?
Well, I know it's clear that everyone's pointing their fingers at BP, but it's not entirely their fault. I personally was not involved in the decision-making process. The decisions made before the oil spill that had ultimately led to the spill were made by many different individuals from different organizations, such as Halliburton and MMS.
Also, I had the chance to talk to residents of the Gulf Coast, and you know, there's a lot of people that are going to have a hard time trusting BP after this. What do you think BP needs to do to fix this situation now?
Well, when I was at BP, they tried to be a company that behaved ethically. And they had a non-financial risk committee which was in place to ensure the safety and ethical decisions that the company had made. And in order for BP to gain trust back from the people, they're going to have to become socially responsible.
So, speaking of being a socially responsible company, do you overall think that yourself and BP acted socially responsible when first trying to fix this mess when you were still with BP?
Well, BP is taking full responsibility for the Deepwater oil spill. And even though they were not the only parties involved in the failure, they have initiated a $20 billion claim over the next 3 years in order to satisfy people with legitimate claims, and these include the damage of natural resources and state costs.
So once again, this is Tony Hayward on the BP oil spill, and I'd like to thank you again for sitting down with me.
Oh, no problem. It was a pleasure.
That's all for tonight on Fake Line. Thanks for watching. See you next time.